The Boys and Girls Club of Central Georgia has provided a safe space for young people to learn and grow for more than 80 years. And today we meet one of the newest employees helping to carry out the mission of helping to develop great futures. Welcome to the studio, Ricardo Cordu. He is the new Chief Mission and Development Officer for the Boys and Girls Club of Central Georgia. So thank you so much for joining us in the studio this morning. Talk to us a little bit about what you do in your role and how that helps the mission of the Boys and Girls Club.
Absolutely. And so thank you for having me on today. I appreciate your time. The Boys and Girls Club is very important. So as a Chief Mission Development Officer, I help build connections in the community to raise funds for our organization, to help the mission be contributed to our community, to help our youth in the area that we serve.
Yeah, talk a little bit about the political climate right now and how that impacts some of the work that you are doing when it comes to planning some of those initiatives.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we hear some buzzwords out here: workforce development and youth development and health and wellness and mental health. And these things are important for our youth that attend our organization all the time. And so as we see the climate, some things freezing, funds that we're usually used to getting, no longer getting, we have to be able to pivot, be able to advocate and build relationships with our local representatives to make sure they're advocating for us and make sure that our programs are running successfully for our community.
Talk a little bit more about that. Obviously, having community partners is a big way for any local business to thrive, especially when it comes to the funding side of the support. Talk a little bit more about how that kind of helps support the mission.
Absolutely. You know, I always say that you need somebody to help you in everything that you do. And we can only grow at the speed of trust and connection. And that is our community. If we don't have our community partners connecting with us to be able to, and I always say win-win opportunities to help push our mission forward and their mission forward, you know, we all lose as a community. And so they always say it takes a village to help to raise a child. It's the same thing with the organization. It takes a village to move that organization forward.
Definitely. Talk a little bit more about yourself. We haven't dove into you too much. We did say that you have this new title, but tell us where you're originally from. I'm told you're not originally from here, and some of the things that you kind of notice about this community when it comes to our kids and the support that they receive.
Absolutely. You know, I like to hang the hat on. I'm the first generation Panamanian. My family came from Panama, and I grew up in North Carolina. And so military kid, so I got to see the world at a young age. And I came to Macon, Georgia around 6 years ago, right before the pandemic. And I seen so much happening with the downtown area. I got into working with an organization called Newtown Macon, being a business consultant for many years, helping the adults grow in entrepreneurship. And I was a contributing force to help revitalize the downtown area. And with me transferring into that and seeing the parents struggle with challenges, I was able to touch and tap into this Boys and Girls Club of Central Georgia mission to be able to help our kids to be able to contribute to the community. And so just seeing how much I was able to help with that, I know I can help with the youth too also. Yeah,
well, we definitely are welcoming you with open arms. You know, we have a large military population here, so always happy to have someone who has a background and some hand in being attached to that. Anything else that you want to say about the Boys and Girls Club before we let you go, or yourself?
Yeah, I would say that, you know, the Boys and Girls Club has been around for a very long time. Our organization has been around for almost 90 years, which is really amazing. But what happens with something that's been around so long, sometimes people really lose the importance of why we're still here. And so I know there's a lot of nonprofits popping up, but why not invest in somebody who's proven to help the community? We have over 6 locations in our community. We serve over 1,000 youth every single day. And so please, I compel to you to be able to look more and find out more information about the Boys and Girls Club, because it's very important that we keep this going.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today. This conversation isn't over. We're going to continue it in our 8 o'clock hour. Thanks for staying with us. In our 7 o'clock hour, we met one of the newest members of the Boys and Girls Club's leadership team. Now, we continue to learn more about that club here in Central Georgia with Brianna Johnson. She's the Director of Marketing and Special Events. Thanks so much for joining us in studio this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. For those of our folks who are joining us that might have missed it in the 7 o'clock hour, talk to us about, you know, what the Boys and Girls Club is.
Sure. So the Boys and Girls Club is a nonprofit organization that's been here for over 80 years, and we provide a safe and nurturing environment for youth ages 5 to 18. We provide mentorship, healthy meals, programs and just resources for those. And we work in combination with schools.
Yeah, talk a little bit about what your role is and how that kind of helps provide to the mission of the Boys and Girls Club.
Sure. So as the Director of Communications and Marketing, as well as special events, I get to help compellingly tell the story of the Boys and Girls Club of Central Georgia. I help to tell the why, the pride points. I help to share how partnerships and resources help benefit the youth who are in our community. And with the special event side, I get to also go out and compel to sponsors and show them how their sponsorship helps our youth and helps our organization continue to thrive.
Definitely. Now, people can get connected to the Boys and Girls Club as advocates and sponsors. Talk a little bit about how they're able to go ahead and do that.
Sure. So there's a multitude of ways I try to tell people. You can be a sponsor where your brand can have some sort of advertisement behind your support. You could also be a monthly giver. That's something where you don't necessarily have to be in person every time, but you're monetarily given. You could be a walking billboard, which means you could be an advocate online by sharing our posts, tagging parents that might be beneficial, that might benefit from something we offer, a program. You could also just help tell our story.
Yeah. Talk a little bit more about what the benefit of people being sponsors is.
Sure. So the benefit is something many people might not know, that is every special event that we have is paired with a program that we offer. So when you donate, when you attend by buying a ticket, when you become a sponsor, you're not just getting a promotional value, you're pouring into a program that we offer here. Other ways is if you're a business owner, you could do a dine and donate day. That's where we in return help get patrons to come to your business, but we get something in return as well, which is a percentage of sales. So it's a two-way street, and we love to help tell stories of those who are helping us with our why.
Yeah, definitely. Talk a little bit more about that dine-in option. Obviously, you guys have an event coming up. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So there are so many businesses that go out of their way to support us. We've had dine and donate days with Making Water Ice. We have had some with Okmulgee Brew Pub. We have one coming up on the 26th of this month with the Georgia Potato Factory. So there are several businesses that are advocating for us by just opening their business, and in return they're writing us a check, which helps us through sponsorships give youth that don't have the funds to be a member. Sponsorships help pay their membership sometimes, and it also helps with our daily operations as well as programming.
Yeah, before we let you go, is there anything else that you want to say either about yourself or the organization as a whole?
I wasn't a club kid, but you can't help but be behind the why of this organization once you learn the resources that they offer. I mean, like I've shared, ages 5 to 18, we offer resources for them. Here at Central Georgia, if you're a teen, ages 13 to 18, you don't even have to pay to attend. So our Blue Door is open. We have employees that are here to help students and youth have a safe space for mentorship and educational development. And I'm just proud to work somewhere that I can help tell that story every day.
Yeah, for all the people who are hearing this and want to get their kid connected, how many clubs options do they have across our area?
So in Central Georgia, we have 6 units. There's one in Houston County, there's one in Forsyth, Georgia, there are 3 in Macon, and 1 in Metter, Georgia.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for sharing all that good information. I want to go back and just remind you that if you missed one of those special events, you still have the opportunity to catch one. There's still a chance. There's that information on your screen right now. It's happening over at the Georgia Potato Factory. It's on Tuesday, August the 26th. Starts at 11 in the morning, goes until 9 p.m. It's over at 1530 Mercer University Drive, Suite 500 in Macon.